Welcome to Tribute to Stars. I'm Brandon. This channel is a place to honor unforgettable lives that brought joy, talent, and inspiration to the world. Here we remember beloved figures from film, music, television, and culture, reflecting on their journey, their influence, and the memories they left behind. Every tribute helps keep their legacy shining for generations to come. Moya Brennan, born Mair Philomena ní Brownian on August 9, 1952, in County Donegal, grew up in the heart of Ireland's Gaeltacht region, where music and Gaelic culture were part of everyday life. As the eldest of 9 children in a highly musical family, she was surrounded by traditional Irish sounds and storytelling. Singing from a young age in her family's pub, she developed a distinctive voice that would later become widely recognized for its emotional depth and spiritual quality. Clannad and global recognition. In 1970, Moya and her siblings formed Clannad, a group that would go on to transform the sound of Celtic music. Their breakthrough came with Theme from Harry's Game, which brought Irish-language music to international audiences and charts. Over time, Clannad achieved global success, selling millions of records and earning major recognition, including a Grammy Award. Moya's voice became the defining element of the group's identity and impact. Solo work and artistic influence. Alongside her work with Clannad, Moya Brennan built a respected solo career. She collaborated with well-known artists such as Bono and contributed to various film and media projects. Her music played a major role in introducing Celtic and Irish traditional influences to global audiences, inspiring many artists in folk, ambient, and world music genres. Later life and legacy. In her later years, she continued performing while facing health challenges including pulmonary fibrosis and remained connected to her faith and community work. Moya Brennan is remembered as a powerful cultural voice whose music carried the spirit of Ireland across generations. Jack Russell, born on December 5, 1960, became widely known as the lead voice of the band Great White. As a founding member, he helped shape the group's identity during the rise of 1980s hard rock. The band blended blues influences with a heavier rock edge, and Russell's presence played a central role in giving their music both attitude and emotional depth. Vocal style and musical identity. What made Russell stand out was his vocal approach. Instead of relying on rough intensity alone, he brought a smoother, controlled delivery that could still reach powerful highs when needed. His singing carried a sense of emotion and clarity that gave Great White's songs a more melodic and timeless quality, helping them connect with a wide audience beyond typical rock fans. Career impact and recognition. Throughout his career, Russell became recognized as one of the more distinctive voices of the glam metal era. His performances were often praised for their balance of technical control and expressive feeling. While trends in rock music shifted over time, his work remained appreciated for its consistency and authenticity within a highly competitive musical period. Legacy and later life. In later years, Russell faced health challenges and reports of his passing due to complications circulated, though details were not widely confirmed. Regardless of circumstances, his influence remains tied to the sound of Great White and the broader rock landscape. His music continues to be played and remembered by fans who value the emotional edge he brought to rock vocals. J.D. Souther, born November 2, 1945, developed an early passion for music that would later help define the Southern California sound of the 1970s. Though often working behind the scenes, he became known for his songwriting ability and his talent for capturing emotion through simple, memorable lyrics. Songwriting, success, and breakthrough. Souther played a major role in shaping the sound of American rock and country rock by writing and co-writing songs for major artists. He collaborated closely with acts like Eagles and contributed to some of their most iconic tracks, helping define their signature style. His work also supported the career of Linda Ronstadt, further establishing his influence in the music industry. Solo work and artistic range. Beyond songwriting for others, Souther also found success as a performer. Songs like You're Only Lonely highlighted his own voice and style, while collaborations such as Her Town 2 with James Taylor showed his versatility as an artist. He also explored acting in television and film, adding another dimension to his creative career. Legacy and passing. Souther passed away at the age of 78. No widely confirmed cause of death has been publicly released. He is remembered as a quiet but powerful force in American music, an artist whose songwriting helped shape an entire era and continues to resonate with listeners today. Eliseo Rodriguez was born on May 24, 1946 in Fajardo. He moved with his family to New York City in 1953, where his love for baseball grew while living near Yankee Stadium. Inspired by players like catcher Yogi Berra, he developed strong defensive instincts early on. He later attended James Monroe High School, graduating in 1964. Early career development. After school, Rodriguez began his professional journey in 1964, steadily working through the minor leagues. Those years shaped his skills as a dependable catcher, focusing on discipline, game awareness, and defensive consistency rather than quick fame. Major League journey. He made his Major League Baseball debut in 1968 with the New York Yankees. Over time, he also played for the Kansas City Royals, Milwaukee Brewers, California Angels, and Los Angeles Dodgers. Across his career, he earned respect as a reliable defensive catcher who contributed steady work across multiple organizations. Legacy and impact. Rodriguez is remembered not for spotlight moments, but for consistency, patience, and professionalism. His journey from Puerto Rico to Major League Baseball reflects persistence and steady growth, showing how dedication to craft can build a lasting career in the sport. This discussion explores the idea of justice through classic ethical thought experiments. It begins with a central question: in situations where harm is unavoidable, is it right to sacrifice one life to save many others? The trolley problem. In the first scenario, a runaway trolley is heading toward 5 workers and the brakes have failed. You can pull a switch to divert it onto another track where only one person is standing. The dilemma is whether it is acceptable to take an action that results in 1 death to prevent 5. Some people choose to switch the track to reduce overall loss of a life, while others believe it is wrong to directly intervene in a way that harms anyone. The bridge dilemma. A variation places you on a bridge above the tracks. The trolley is approaching 5 workers, and the only way to stop it is to push a large man off the bridge. While the outcome is similar, most people hesitate or refuse, highlighting a moral difference between direct and indirect harm. Medical ethics example. Similar questions appear in medicine, where a doctor may face decisions about prioritizing patients. Even in extreme hypothetical cases involving organ donation, many reject harming one person to save several others, suggesting moral limits beyond outcomes alone. Survival at sea. Case Antortinian. The historical case of Queen versus Dudley and Stevens reflects this tension. Sailors stranded at sea killed a crew member to survive, raising difficult questions about necessity and morality under extreme pressure. Moral theories and conclusion. These examples contrast utilitarian thinking, which focuses on maximizing overall good, with duty-based ethics, which argues some actions are inherently wrong. Together, they show that justice often involves complex trade-offs between outcomes, principles, and human values. Leonardo DiCaprio grew up in East Hollywood during a time when the neighborhood was far removed from the glamour associated with the film industry. His early environment was shaped by modest living conditions, frequent financial strain, and a constant sense of unpredictability. Raised primarily by his mother, who worked multiple jobs to support him, he experienced firsthand the determination required to maintain stability in a difficult setting. His father, though less present day-to-day, introduced him to art and alternative thinking, adding a creative influence to his upbringing. These contrasting experiences gave him both grounding and imagination. Even as a child, he became observant of human behavior and resilience, qualities that would later define his acting. Rather than being shaped by privilege, his perspective was formed through exposure to struggle, persistence, and the quiet sacrifices of those around him that left a lasting impression on him. Early acting journey and first breakthroughs. Leonardo DiCaprio began auditioning at a young age, entering an industry that was highly competitive and often discouraging. He attended countless casting calls across Los Angeles, where hundreds of children competed for limited roles. Most of the time, he left without feedback or with polite rejection, a routine that could have easily discouraged him. However, his mother remained a constant source of support, accompanying him to auditions and encouraging him to continue despite setbacks. Early roles in commercials and small television appearances gave him brief exposure, but not stability. His recurring role in Growing Pains marked his first significant visibility, allowing audiences to recognize his presence on screen. Yet even with this progress, he felt uncertain about being typecast. These early years taught him resilience, patience, and the understanding that persistence was essential in an industry built on constant rejection and gradual personal growth. critical breakthrough and industry recognition. Leonardo DiCaprio's performance in What's Eating Gilbert Grape marked a turning point in his early career. Cast in the role of Arnie, a young man with developmental challenges, he took on a character that required deep emotional understanding and restraint. Working alongside experienced actors, he managed to deliver a performance that stood out for its sensitivity and authenticity. Critics and audiences alike recognized his ability to fully immerse himself in a role, making the character feel real rather than performed. This performance earned him his first Academy Award nomination, a rare achievement for such a young actor. Although he did not win, the nomination itself signaled a shift in how the industry viewed him. He was no longer seen as just a television actor, but as a serious talent capable of carrying complex dramatic roles with maturity beyond his years and growing respect. Global fame and the Titanic phenomenon. After Titanic, Leonardo DiCaprio experienced a level of global fame that few actors ever encounter. The film became a worldwide success, reaching audiences across cultures and breaking box office records. His portrayal of Jack Dawson turned him into an international icon almost overnight. While the success opened countless opportunities, it also brought intense public attention that reshaped his daily life. Privacy became difficult to maintain, and his image was widely circulated across media platforms. At the same time, the scale of recognition created challenges in how he was perceived within the industry as he worked to move beyond the role that defined him for many viewers. Despite these pressures, he continued to focus on choosing diverse projects, aiming to establish himself as a serious actor beyond the phenomenon of Titanic. This period became a defining test of his artistic direction and patience. Artistic reinvention and collaboration with Scorsese. Leonardo DiCaprio's collaboration with Martin Scorsese marked a significant phase in his artistic development. Beginning with Gangs of New York, he took on roles that demanded intensity and emotional depth, moving far beyond his earlier image as a teen idol. Working with Scorsese challenged him to refine his craft, focusing on character complexity rather than external appeal. This partnership continued across multiple films, each offering a different exploration of human behavior and moral conflict. Alongside other directors such as Steven Spielberg, he also demonstrated versatility in projects like Catch Me If You Can, where he balanced charm with vulnerability. These years helped him rebuild his identity as an actor committed to storytelling rather than fame. The consistency of his performances gradually shifted industry perception, establishing him as a serious and reliable presence in contemporary cinema with growing critical respect worldwide. Awards journey and public expectations. Over time, Leonardo DiCaprio's repeated Oscar nominations without a win became a widely discussed topic in popular culture. His performances continued to receive critical acclaim, yet the award outcome often did not align with public expectation. This led to growing media attention around the idea of an Oscar narrative, where his career was frequently framed through the lens of recognition rather than artistic contribution. Online discussions and commentary turned this pattern into a cultural talking point, sometimes overshadowing the performances themselves. Despite this, he maintained a professional approach, continuing to choose challenging roles across genres. The attention around awards reflected more on audience fascination with competition and recognition in film than on the quality of his work, which remained consistently strong and respected within the industry. This dynamic followed him for years until eventual recognition arrived in due time eventually. The Revenant and award recognition. The film The Revenant became one of the most physically demanding projects of Leonardo DiCaprio's career. Directed by Alejandro González Iñárritu, it required extreme commitment, including filming in harsh natural environments and performing many scenes under physically challenging conditions. His portrayal of frontiersman Hugh Glass was widely praised for its intensity and realism. The role demanded endurance as much as emotional expression, pushing him into conditions that tested his limits as an actor. When the film was released, it received strong critical response and significant award attention. This time, the Academy recognized his performance, awarding him the Oscar for Best Actor. The moment marked a major milestone in his career, symbolizing both artistic achievement and long-term dedication. However, it also reflected years of persistence and continued effort within a highly competitive industry that shaped his professional journey, further solidifying his legacy. Environmental advocacy and public responsibility beyond acting, Leonardo DiCaprio has been actively involved in environmental advocacy for many years. He established a foundation focused on addressing climate change, protecting biodiversity, and supporting conservation efforts around the world. Through documentaries, public speaking, and partnerships with organizations, he has worked to raise awareness about environmental challenges affecting the planet. His efforts have contributed to funding projects and initiatives aimed at sustainability and ecological preservation. At the same time, his public life has drawn attention to the complexities faced by high-profile individuals advocating for global causes while maintaining demanding careers. Despite differing opinions in public discourse, his long-term commitment to environmental issues has remained consistent. His work in this field reflects an attempt to use influence and resources to support broader environmental awareness and action, while encouraging collective responsibility for future generations across the globe as well now. Public attention and personal life. As one of the most recognizable figures in global cinema, Leonardo DiCaprio's personal life has often been the subject of public attention. Media coverage has frequently focused on his relationships and lifestyle, creating narratives that extend beyond his professional work. While such attention is common for public figures, it has sometimes shaped public perception in ways that overlook the complexity of private life. He has consistently maintained a preference for privacy, choosing not to publicly discuss personal matters in detail. This approach reflects an effort to separate his professional identity from his private experiences. Over time, discussions about him have highlighted broader conversations about celebrity culture and the expectations placed on individuals in the public eye. Despite constant scrutiny, he has continued to focus on his work and long-term commitments, maintaining a consistent professional trajectory over time, steadily focused approach. Legacy and reflection. Leonardo DiCaprio's career represents a rare combination of early success, sustained artistic growth, and global recognition. Over decades, he has worked with some of the most influential directors in modern cinema and delivered performances that have shaped contemporary film culture. His journey reflects both achievement and the pressures that come with long-term visibility in the entertainment industry. Beyond acting, his contributions to environmental causes highlight a broader interest in using influence for social and ecological impact. At the same time, his life also illustrates the complexities of fame, where professional success does not always translate into personal fulfillment. As his career continues, his legacy is likely to be defined not only by awards or roles, but by the lasting impact of his work and the conversations it continues to inspire across generations of audiences worldwide in cinema history, continuing relevance. Lessons from a Hollywood journey. Leonardo DiCaprio's journey offers insight into the nature of ambition, resilience, and long-term creative commitment. His early struggles highlight the importance of persistence in competitive environments, where success often requires repeated effort over many years. His transition from child actor to global star demonstrates how adaptability plays a key role in sustaining a career in entertainment. The evolution of his work also reflects the value of collaboration, particularly with directors who challenge and refine artistic direction. At the same time, his experiences show how public recognition and personal fulfillment do not always align. While his professional achievements are widely acknowledged, his story also encourages reflection on balance, identity, and the pressures associated with fame. Overall, his career illustrates that success is a continuous process shaped by both opportunity and the choices made along the way, over time and experience gained. Final reflection. Leonardo DiCaprio's story ultimately reflects the complex relationship between talent, ambition, and public life. His career demonstrates how early promise can evolve into sustained excellence when supported by persistence and adaptability. At the same time, it highlights the challenges of living under constant public observation, where personal and professional boundaries often overlap. His achievements in film and environmental advocacy show a commitment to both artistic expression and global responsibility. However, his journey also reminds us that success is multidimensional and not defined solely by awards or recognition. The pressures of fame, combined with long-term visibility, create a unique set of challenges that shape both identity and experience. In the end, his legacy continues to evolve, shaped by the roles he has played, the causes he supports, and the lasting influence of his work on audiences around the world today and beyond.